Straight Talk Review with your host, Tony Glover. Today's topic of discussion, we're going to talk a little bit about qualification. Let's say qualifying a woman is very, very important. In fact, it's one of these type of things as men that we tend to overlook at times because we get so infatuated with the physicality that sometimes we forget to ask the important questions. Now, let's say if you are a quality male and you're looking to be in a relationship with someone, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be in a relationship, but let's say that if you are looking and you're looking to, let's say, look for someone to be in a relationship with, that qualification is one of those important issues or important topics that we want to talk about. It's something that's overlooked, and you always hear about people getting into these bad relationships, and things like that. One of the first things that I look at, and this ain't really a let's say straight across the board, but in most cases, qualification I do believe can help, let's say, take less stress off of a relationship that's potentially going bad with proper qualification. And give me an example of that as far as qualification. Let's say if the woman that you're interested in, dating, and you're generally talking about conversation, this does come up. The first thing she wants to know is what is it that you do and what type of car you drive. Now, let's say she asks what it is that you do. Now, what I usually do on my automated response is I say that I work for McDonald's. Okay, so in most cases, it can be a joke. She said, "No, tell me really what you do." But if I say, "Well, hey, I'm working for McDonald's," so, but let's say in another way, some women would say, "Oh, you work for McDonald's? Oh, okay," and then the whole attitude would change. Right then and there's some red flags up right away. If she can't jokingly go along with you, in regards to if you work for McDonald's, and let's say if you do work for McDonald's, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just giving you a case scenario in regards to qualifying because this is something that's overlooked. But if she frowns up or don't want to stop cut you off and don't want to conversate with you any further, then right then and there that okay, she may have some issues or a possible gold digger. So it's something that that we kind of tend to overlook at times, because again, we get so infatuated with the beauty and how the conversation is going instead of trying to, let's say, qualify. We want to get into the impressing mode. Most men, we like to impress women versus qualifying women. So I stress that qualifying a woman is going to actually be better off for you and her, because women do it all the time. They qualify men to make sure you're a potential mate in her life. She qualifies men all the time, but it's something that some men do not do. And I always want to talk about that and bring that up a little bit to the forefront. Qualification. Qualifying is very, very important. And that was just one case scenario. Another case scenario, take this for example. You're in a conversation with her, you approach her, you're doing all the, things that you normally do in conversation, trying to get to know her. She may ask you besides what it is that you do, what type of vehicle you drive. Now, again, one of my automated responses is that I drive a little Chevette. Now, it's one of those older GM vehicles. Now, most women, or I drive a Festiva, whatever these little Rabbit or whatever, Volkswagen Rabbit. Now, again, if she jokingly and say, "Come on, tell me what you really drive," but if it's that much importance to her to want to know what it is that I drive, that's a red flag right there. Because if a woman is really digging you, she shouldn't have to care about what type of vehicle you drive. Just like, shouldn't have to ask or care about what type of work you do. But if she study persistent what type of vehicle you drive, then that's an indication that, okay, she could be a gold digger in most cases. Superficial women worry about superficial things. But I'm telling you, good quality women do not worry about things of that nature. They are more concerned of aligning themselves with you. They want to align themselves with you because you're more important. It's not the vehicle that they're trying to date or the job that they're trying to marry. It's the person, it's you as the individual. So this is, again, qualification is really key. It's way up there on top of the dating list. And it's something I would like to see, let's say, more men do more of, is qualification. Very, very important. So these are the type of things that I personally try to do myself, especially quality guys or professional men. You guys, at some point in time, you have to do this. You have to protect your assets. You have to protect the type of people that you want to, let's say, bring this person around, because again, you work hard to get at a particular level in your life, and without proper qualification, it can be very, very disastrous, in most cases. So I kind of stress that a little bit of qualification. If you really don't understand really what qualification is in those particular scenarios, I mean, it is what it is, guys. I mean, qualification is key, man. This is something that, as quality men, once again, they do. They do this all the time. Don't be afraid to joke with a woman when you're interacting with her in conversation. There's nothing wrong with being cocky and funny or having a little bit of wit or banter, because those are things in regards to attraction to a woman. You want to be able to attract her, but if you can't joke with her, then what's the purpose? What's the fun? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody can't be James Bond, even though we all tend to think that we are James Bond at some point in time, Sean Connery or Roger Moore, whatever you prefer. But let's face it, personality is king, man. So if you got a great personality and right up in there, you want to at some point kind of get in that qualification, ask the proper questions, and things like that, because if it's some type of woman that you want to align yourself with, I mean, let's face it, guys, I mean, the dating game is very tough. And with the bad economy, it makes it even more difficult. So we want to make sure that we are aligning ourselves with someone that is genuine, someone that we can say is not superficial, someone that can say, you know what, I see a lot of potential in you, or whatever that way. And yeah, I want to get she wants to get to know more of you because she had a great time. You weren't like the stick in the mud type of guy, insecurity or insecure, that kind of deal. You just showing her that you're a confident, fun-loving type of guy, And again, with the qualification, which is up there, you can basically find out what type of woman that you're dealing with. Because let's face it, I mean, it's a lot of superficial women out there in today's, in today's dating scene, and a lot of them, unfortunately, like one of the questions I like to ask is, why are you single? I mean, that's a valid question. Why are you single? And it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, or at least with most of us, we don't think that it makes sense to see a beautiful woman, or a beautiful woman can be single. Because the first thing you think about, man, she has a ton of guys that she can pick and choose from. But in her particular, let's say, on the flip side of things, on the woman's side of it, her qualifications may be a lot different than our qualifications. Maybe that she's just looking for a nice, cool guy that's secure and that can accept her lifestyle and things that she does. Let's face it, a lot of women today, they have a lot of male friends. So that may be important for her, let's say, if she wants to align herself with a guy that she likes, to also like her friends. Because her friends is part of her. That's part of her social circle, which is key. And this is where, on the woman's side, where she has issues being able to find a cool guy. That's one of the first these. Someone that's really possessive and jealous and that kind of stuff, on the woman's side of it, the woman's perspective of it, these are realities for her. Our realities, I mean, we think about, first thing, gold digger, superficial, things of that nature. She's dating me or dating my vehicle. Does she want to go out with me, or she want to go out, concert tickets, or she want to go out and see so-and-so who's performing? Don't have anything to do with you. So again, proper qualification, you could find that out right away without having to go into the whole relationship of it all and then to find out, oops, I didn't properly qualify her. Now I'm in a terrible situation. And I know things do happen, and this doesn't carry across the board, but in some cases, proper qualification is the key. So other than that, I mean, if you guys would like to, let's say, or women too, I'm taking comments from both. You want to comment on that or want to add to it, I appreciate it. Once again, I do thank you guys for visiting Straight Talk Review blog. We're going to have other credible information that's going to be coming pretty soon. We also are listed on YouTube as well, and I'm working on some other things as well. We're going to make this a lot more interesting. I appreciate you guys for checking us out, hearing what we got to say, and please don't forget to subscribe. There's a little button down there where it says where you can just enter your email address right in there and click subscribe. It's just that simple. And check us out. I'm sure you guys will like the program. I really, really appreciate it. And once again, I'm going to promise to keep credible information so that way you guys can be able to catch up more updates on our show. I appreciate it. You guys take care.